Have you ever taken a sip of warm milk at night and felt instantly comforted, or maybe started your morning with a glass of milk alongside your favorite breakfast? For many of us, milk has always felt like a symbol of health, home, and childhood. But here's something most people don't realize. As we grow older, the way our body handles milk begins to change. And even though milk is packed with nutrients, if we combine it with the wrong foods, it can actually work against us, causing discomfort, poor digestion, and in the long run, even contributing to serious health problems. In today's video, I'm going to share 3 foods you should never eat with milk. These are combinations that many people make every single day without knowing the risks. But I won't stop there, because milk isn't the enemy. In fact, when paired with the right foods, it can help improve your sleep, your digestion, your heart, and even your memory. So stay with me, because right after the warning signs, I'll show you 3 powerful food combinations that actually boost milk's benefits. And finally, I'll walk you through the best ways to drink milk as we age, from timing to preparation to choosing the right kind of milk for your body. If you drink milk regularly or know someone who does, this may be one of the most important health videos you watch this year. Let's get started. Number 1, citrus fruits, like oranges, grapefruits, and strawberries. Let's begin with something most of us consider healthy: citrus fruits, oranges, grapefruits, strawberries, even a splash of lemon in the morning. These are packed with vitamin C, they're fresh, and they taste wonderful. But here's the problem. When you eat citrus fruits and drink milk at the same time, or close together, your body may not handle it well. Milk contains proteins, especially a type called casein. Citrus fruits, on the other hand, are highly acidic. When acid from the fruit meets the milk in your stomach, it can cause the milk to curdle. That means it thickens and forms small lumps, just like spoiled milk. Now, when we're younger, our digestive system is usually strong enough to manage this combination without much trouble. But as we age, our stomach acid levels naturally decrease. That makes it harder to digest these 2 foods together. And for many people, this leads to symptoms like bloating, gas, or even nausea. And that's not all. When milk curdles in the stomach due to acid, it can interfere with how nutrients are absorbed, meaning you may not get the full benefit of either the fruit or the milk. So, what's the solution? Try to keep a gap of at least 1 to 2 hours between drinking milk and eating any citrus fruit. That gives your digestive system time to process one food fully before moving on to the next. Small changes like this can make a big difference in how you feel, especially after meals. Number 2, meat or fish, especially red meat and seafood. Now, let's move on to something that might feel less obvious, but just as important: meat and fish. You might be surprised to hear this, but eating meat or fish and then drinking milk right after, like with a creamy dessert or even a milk-based coffee drink, can be very hard on your digestive system. The reason is simple. Both milk and meat are high in protein, but they require different enzymes and conditions to digest properly. Milk needs a more alkaline environment in the stomach, while meat and fish are broken down in a more acidic one. When you mix the 2, your stomach gets confused. It's trying to do 2 opposite things at once, and that can lead to incomplete digestion. Over time, this may result in a buildup of what some call metabolic waste in the body. You might not notice it immediately, but it often shows up as fatigue, inflammation, joint pain, or even skin problems like rashes. In ancient health traditions like Ayurveda, milk and meat were considered completely incompatible. And today, even some modern studies suggest that this combination may contribute to low-grade chronic inflammation in the body. For older adults whose digestion is already more delicate, this combination becomes even riskier. So what can you do instead? If you're having a meat-heavy meal, skip the milk afterward. Choose something lighter, like herbal tea, water with lemon, or even just wait an hour before drinking any dairy. Your stomach will thank you, and you may notice less heaviness, less gas, and even better sleep. Number 3, refined starches, like white bread, potatoes, and white rice. And finally, let's talk about something many of us eat with milk almost every day, refined starches. That includes foods like white bread, mashed potatoes, or plain white rice. These are comfort foods. They're soft, easy to chew, and they often go hand in hand with a glass of milk. Maybe toast and milk for breakfast, maybe potatoes and milk at dinner. But here's the thing. This combination can cause real problems over time. Milk contains natural sugar called lactose, and refined starches break down quickly into glucose, another type of sugar. When you consume both together, it can create a sudden spike in your blood sugar. And that's something older adults need to watch out for. Why? Because as we age, our insulin response becomes slower. Our metabolism slows down. And if we keep eating high sugar combinations, our bodies can't keep up. That can lead to insulin resistance, fatigue, weight gain, and even type 2 diabetes. Even worse, these sugar spikes are usually followed by a crash, leaving you feeling tired, foggy, and craving more sugar. It becomes a cycle that's hard to break. So what's the better option? Instead of pairing milk with white bread or potatoes, try switching to complex carbohydrates like oats, barley, or whole grain toast. These break down more slowly and they support stable energy and better digestion. Remember, it's not just what we eat, but how we combine foods that matters most. And this is especially true when it comes to milk. 3 foods that pair well with milk. Number 1, soaked almonds, a simple addition that nourishes the aging brain and body. Let's talk about something small and easy, but incredibly powerful. Soaked almonds, added to a warm glass of milk. Now, if you grew up in a home where almonds were part of your snacks or holiday dishes, you may already know they're good for you. But soaking almonds overnight and pairing them with milk, that's a health habit with deep roots. And modern science is finally catching up. So why soaked almonds? Why not just eat them raw? Raw almonds contain a natural substance called phytic acid. Now, phytic acid isn't bad by itself, but it can block the absorption of certain minerals, especially calcium, magnesium, and zinc. That's a big deal, especially for older adults whose bodies may already have a harder time absorbing nutrients efficiently. But when you soak almonds overnight in a small glass of water, just 8 to 12 hours, the phytic acid begins to break down. The almond softens, the skin becomes loose and easy to peel. More importantly, it becomes easier to digest. The nutrients are released, and your body can make better use of them. Now, let's bring in the milk. Warm milk by itself is already soothing. It contains natural compounds that help promote relaxation, digestion, and sleep. When you add soaked almonds to that milk, you're not just making it more flavorful, you're turning it into a nutritional powerhouse. Here's what soaked almonds give you. Vitamin E, which protects your brain cells and supports skin health. Magnesium, which calms the nervous system, reduces stress, and supports heart health. Healthy fats, which keep your joints lubricated and your energy stable. Protein, which helps preserve muscle mass as we age. For older adults, this combination supports 3 of the most important things: brain function, heart health, and restful sleep. And the best part, it's gentle. No sugar highs, no heaviness in the stomach, no crash afterward. Just slow, steady nourishment that helps you feel clearer, calmer, and more in control of your health. So how do you do it? Here's a simple habit you can start tonight. Take 4 to 6 raw almonds, place them in a small cup of room temperature water, and leave them overnight. In the morning, peel off the skin if you prefer. It slips off easily. Then warm a cup of milk gently. Do not boil it, and add the almonds in, either whole or chopped. You can drink this in the morning to start your day with mental clarity and focus, or in the evening, about an hour before bedtime, to help your body unwind and sleep more deeply. Some people like to blend the almonds into the milk for a smoother texture. Others prefer to chew them slowly between sips. Both ways work beautifully. This isn't just a food, it's a ritual. One that brings warmth, comfort, and quiet strength to your daily routine. And in a world full of complicated health advice, it's nice to know that something as simple as almonds and milk can still make a meaningful difference. Number 2, turmeric, the golden healer in your cup. Now let's talk about something that might already be sitting in your kitchen cabinet, but that you may have never thought to stir into your milk. Turmeric. Turmeric is often called the golden spice, and for good reason. Its warm yellow color brings comfort to every dish it touches. But when added to milk, it becomes something even more powerful. In many cultures, especially in India, turmeric milk, often known as golden milk, has been used for centuries as a natural remedy for pain, inflammation, and poor sleep. And now, science is beginning to back up what traditional wisdom has known all along. So, what exactly is turmeric doing in your body? The magic comes from a compound inside turmeric called curcumin. Curcumin is a natural anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. That means it helps your body fight off the small, silent irritations that build up over time. Things like joint pain, stiffness, fatigue, and even the mental fog that so many of us begin to feel as we age. If you've ever felt that your body aches more than it used to, or that your knees don't move quite as easily in the morning, or that you're more tired than you should be even after a full night's sleep, that might be inflammation, and turmeric helps reduce it. Now, when you combine turmeric with warm milk, something special happens. Milk naturally contains healthy fats and tryptophan, which help your body relax and repair while you rest. Adding turmeric enhances those benefits, helping you sleep more deeply and wake up with less tension in your body. But there's a small trick, and it's important. Turmeric on its own is hard for your body to absorb. That's why we always recommend adding a tiny pinch of black pepper to the mix. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine, which helps your body absorb the curcumin up to 2,000% more effectively. Yes, you heard that right, 2,000%. So here's how to make golden milk at home. Take 1 cup of milk, any kind you like, but whole milk or unsweetened plant-based milk works best. Warm it gently on the stove, but don't let it boil. Add 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric powder and a pinch of black pepper. If you'd like, you can also add a pinch of cinnamon or cardamom for flavor. Stir it slowly and let it warm your kitchen and your senses. Then, when it's warm but not hot, pour it into your favorite cup and sip it slowly. Some people like to add a teaspoon of honey, but be sure to wait until the milk has cooled slightly so you don't destroy the honey's natural enzymes. Drink this about 1 hour before bedtime. It's not just a recipe, it's a ritual. A way to tell your body, the day is done, you can rest now. People who drink golden milk regularly often say their joints feel looser, their digestion feels calmer, their minds feel quieter at night, and the best part? It's natural, gentle, affordable. No pills, no side effects, just a simple cup of something warm and healing. So if you've been searching for a way to take better care of your body, especially at the end of a long day, start with this: turmeric and milk. It just might become your favorite part of the evening. Number 3, oats or barley. A heart-healthy start to the day. Let's move on to something warm, hearty, and familiar. Oats or barley gently cooked in milk. For many of us, Oatmeal brings back memories of slow mornings, quiet kitchens, and the simple comfort of a warm spoonful. It's soft, easy to eat, and it fills you up without feeling heavy. But when you cook oats or barley in milk, you're doing more than making breakfast. You're giving your body a steady source of energy, nutrients, and heart protection. Let's start with oats. Oats are high in a special type of fiber called beta-glucan. This type of fiber does three really important things for older adults. First, it lowers LDL cholesterol. That's the bad kind of cholesterol that contributes to heart disease. Second, it supports digestion by feeding the good bacteria in your gut. And third, it helps stabilize blood sugar, which is critical as we age and become more sensitive to sugar and insulin changes. Now, when you cook oats in milk instead of water, you add even more value. Milk brings in protein, calcium, and healthy fats, which work alongside the oats to keep your energy steady and your body feeling full and satisfied for hours. So instead of the quick highs and crashes you might get from toast or cereal, this combination gives you a slow and steady release of fuel. That means less fatigue in the afternoon, better focus, and fewer cravings for sugary snacks. Let's not forget barley either. Barley is a traditional grain that's been somewhat forgotten in modern kitchens, but it's making a comeback for good reason. It's high in fiber, easy on the digestive system, and contains important minerals like selenium, which supports the immune system. Barley also contains its own form of beta-glucan, just like oats, and is especially good for reducing inflammation and improving blood sugar control. For older adults who are managing prediabetes or just want more stable energy, barley is a great choice. So how do you prepare oats or barley with milk? It's simple. Take half a cup of rolled oats or barley flakes and cook them gently in 1 to 1.5 cups of milk. You can use whole milk, oat milk, almond milk, whatever works best for your body. Bring the mixture to a low simmer. Stir slowly. Add a pinch of cinnamon if you like, or even a few crushed almonds or walnuts for extra brain and heart support. If you prefer it a little sweet, add a few raisins or a small drizzle of honey after cooking, but always keep the sugar low. The goal here is nourishment, not dessert. This kind of breakfast, or even a light dinner, helps your body feel grounded, your mind feel clearer, and your stomach feel satisfied without being too full. And for those who have trouble with digestion or chewing, this kind of soft, warm, fiber-rich meal is especially gentle. More than that, it's comforting, familiar. It brings back the idea that food can be simple and still deeply nourishing. So if you're looking for a better way to start your day or wind down your evening, consider this. A bowl of oats or barley, cooked slowly in warm milk. It's old-fashioned in the best way, and your body will thank you for it. Tips for drinking milk the right way. A gentle guide for aging bodies. Now that we've talked about what not to mix with milk and the wonderful foods that do pair beautifully with it, let's take a moment to talk about something just as important: how you drink milk. Because believe it or not, milk isn't just about what you drink. It's also about when, how, and why you drink it. For older adults, especially those of us over 50 or 60, our bodies begin to respond differently to certain foods. Digestion slows, nutrient absorption can change, and what used to feel fine at 30 might not sit so well anymore. But the good news is, with just a few small shifts, milk can still be a source of strength, calm, and comfort. Let's begin with one of the most common questions I hear. When is the best time to drink milk? If your goal is better sleep, fewer nighttime aches, or just a deeper sense of calm, the best time to drink milk is in the evening, about 1 hour before bedtime. Why? Because milk naturally contains tryptophan, a type of amino acid that helps your brain create serotonin and melatonin, the hormones that help regulate sleep. This is why a warm glass of milk before bed has been a bedtime tradition for generations. And if you add just a pinch of turmeric or nutmeg to that milk, you create what many call golden milk, a calming, healing drink that can help soothe inflammation, ease joint pain, and gently relax the nervous system. If, on the other hand, you're drinking milk for energy or nourishment during the day, the best time might be mid-morning or early afternoon. Drinking milk at those times, especially paired with soaked almonds or oats, can give your body a steady, lasting source of energy. No caffeine jitters, no sugar crashes, just clean, comforting fuel for your mind and muscles. Now, let's talk about temperature. For older adults, this makes a big difference. Warm milk is usually far better tolerated than cold milk. Warm milk relaxes the stomach, helps ease digestion, and promotes calm. Cold milk, especially straight from the fridge, can sometimes shock the digestive system, leading to bloating, cramping, or heaviness after drinking. So whenever possible, take a moment to gently warm your milk. Don't boil it, just heat it until it's warm enough to soothe you. That extra care, that extra pause, it matters. Now, not all milk is the same. As we age, many people begin to develop lactose intolerance, even if they never had issues with milk before. If you notice gas, bloating, or discomfort after drinking regular cow's milk, don't panic. It doesn't mean you have to give up milk entirely. You can simply switch to lactose-free milk, which contains all the same nutrients but is much gentler on the gut. There are also wonderful plant-based milks like almond milk, oat milk, and soy milk. These are naturally lactose-free, often lower in fat, and can still give you the creamy texture you're looking for, especially if you choose fortified versions that include calcium and vitamin D. These two nutrients, calcium and vitamin D, are absolutely essential for older adults. They help keep bones strong, prevent fractures, and support nerve and muscle function. So if you're choosing a milk alternative, make sure you read the label. Look for products that have at least 300 milligrams of calcium and are fortified with vitamin D3. Now, let's talk about something a lot of people do, often without realizing it can cause trouble. Drinking milk immediately after a heavy meal. This is a common habit, especially in cultures where dessert follows lunch or dinner. But here's what happens. When your body is already working hard to digest meat, rice, or a large portion of food, adding milk on top of it can overwhelm your system. Milk digests slowly. It coats the stomach and slows down the digestive process. So when it's layered on top of a full meal, it can cause gas, heaviness, or even disrupt nutrient absorption. Instead, give your body time. Wait at least 1 to 2 hours after a heavy meal before drinking milk. Or enjoy it on its own between meals as a gentle snack. That's when your stomach can really focus on breaking it down and absorbing its benefits. Finally, here's one more tip, and maybe the most important of all. Turn milk into a moment. In a world that's always rushing, where we're juggling medications, appointments, news, and noise, it's easy to forget to slow down. But when you take time to prepare a warm cup of milk, to add a few almonds or a sprinkle of cinnamon, and sit quietly to enjoy it, that's more than nutrition, that's nourishment. It becomes a ritual, a gentle reminder that your body still deserves care. That peace and pleasure don't have to be complicated, and that age doesn't have to mean discomfort or decline. It can also mean wisdom and attention and grace. So whether you drink milk for stronger bones, for clearer thinking, for better sleep, or simply because it brings you a sense of comfort, remember this: the way you treat your body is the way your body will treat you in return. Drink slowly, drink wisely, and drink with gratitude. My dear friends, we've talked a lot today about milk, something so simple, so familiar, and yet so deeply connected to our health and well-being as we grow older. We've explored what to avoid, we've learned what to embrace, and we've looked at how small changes like soaking almonds, warming your milk, or choosing the right time of day can have a lasting impact on how you feel, how you sleep, how you move, and how you live. But here's what I really want to leave you with. Your body is still listening, even now, even at 70, even at 80, even if you've been struggling with fatigue or joint pain or restless sleep. Your body is always listening, and it responds to how you treat it. Every warm cup of milk, every thoughtful food pairing, every mindful moment you give yourself, these are not small things. They are acts of care. They are reminders that it's never too late to feel better, move easier, or wake up with more energy and purpose. You don't need a miracle. You don't need 10 new medications. You just need wisdom and a little consistency. So tonight, when the house is quiet and the day begins to settle, pour yourself a warm glass, add a few almonds, maybe a pinch of turmeric, and sit with it, not just as a drink, but as a gift to yourself. Because aging well isn't just about avoiding disease. It's about living with dignity, with comfort, and with peace in your body.